Come on up, Peter. I was down at Agenda, and there was this little bit of shtick that went on by Peter Hirschberg. I never met the guy. Went up to him and asked him to come and do something new just for this conference. He did most of it over the phone to me about a week or two ago. I thought it was terrific. I hope you enjoy it. Peter.
Thank you, Richard.
Thanks. You know, a lot of folks claim that the explosive growth of the web and its enormous valuations are unprecedented, and I'd like to question that today. You know, has there ever been any other enterprise that has succeeded by promising a future that is so much more rewarding than the present that it passes all rational calculation? And the answer is yes. Religion, which has always offered its followers on slim empirical evidence unvested options in paradise, nirvana, kingdom come. It's an institution that has thrived on what corporate lawyers lovingly call forward-looking statements that involve certain risks and uncertainties. So let's bring these two powerful forces together today and talk about religion on the web. You know, every time there's a discontinuous shift in information technology, the whole context of religion changes. How it's practiced, where the power lays, its relationship with the secular. Here are two revolutions that set the context. The Middle Ages come to an end. With the rise of the printing press, the growth of the middle class, and the development of the nation state, the Vatican loses its monopoly in Europe. People don't have to go to the Catholic Church for their OS, their own salvation, anymore. Suddenly, there's a proliferation of brands, Lutheranism, Calvinism, Puritanism, and so forth. And before long, individuals have a new option previously unavailable. They don't have to go to church at all. And that changes everything. The church loses its power to coerce, and before you know it, religion is just one more of a growing proliferation of consumer opportunities competing for attention. Second revolution, the rise of the mass media, radio and television. Now, if people have the option to stay home, the church finds a way to follow them there. And another major change occurs. Mass media are paradoxically intensely personal, dominated by individual preachers, Father Coughlin on radio, Bishop Fulton J. Sheen, the Reverends Billy Graham or Robert Schuller on TV. The brand is no longer the denomination, but the individual pastor. The web now takes us to a third revolution, a revolution of radical individuation and disintermediation, because now every worshiper is potentially a brand. Just as Jeff Bezos can create a personal store for every one of his customers at Amazon.com, we believe it is now possible to create a separate sect for every worshiper. One-to-one religion. Object-oriented faith where you get to believe in just what you want to believe in. I've brought with me today a modest prototype of the future of religion. Now, Elementalism.com is a platform which we'd like to make universal. It's in its early stages, and it has a decided Western or Judeo-Christian bias. We wanted to start with what we know, and I grew up as a Reformed Jew in Chicago, so what I know a lot about is Christianity. So, let's begin. Here's the homepage of Elementalism.com, where we deliver the gospel according to you. And here, you can learn more about the ultimate plug-and-pray religion, or start a religion that's tailored to you, or join any of the other hundreds of aspiring new sects that are created daily. Now, let's take a look at this. Richard, look at all of these followers that you have. And look at all that you've given them. Overstuffed goodie bags, incredible music, intellectual experiences, but you haven't given them a religion. I'd like to fix that today. So, first of all, we'll begin doing this. What should we call your religion? Will we call it Wormanology, the Nation of Worman, the Church of Worman? A lot of us earlier thought that secular Wormanism was it. But no. I really think that Seventh-day Wormanism is your calling. Where will the faithful pray? Oh, in a mosque, a compound, a church. But I think in your world, Richard, over caviar at TED? What will we call you? What will we call you? Are you founder, or perhaps bodhisattva, or chief religious officer? We look to the Sufi tradition of Islam and dervish, the Worman dervish. Now, theology. We've got to set a theology. And as we looked into it, we realized that there are about as many theologies about God's relationship to the world as there are schemes for computer architecture. In fact, there's a lot of parallels. For example, is God centralized in heaven like a mainframe? Or do you prefer the Trinity, which to me looks something like... the client-server model? Or is God distributed everywhere, which is what I think Sun hopes Genie will do for Java? Now, Richard, how do you think God should speak to us? What's the nature of revelation, or as we used to say, push technology? Does God talk to everyone constantly, kind of like Pointcast? Daily? Nobody? That's the 404. It doesn't work too well. We'll select one for you. Now, another major question, how are you going to handle... Oh, before infidels, let's talk about the nature of your God. It could be wrathful, indifferent, but at TED, warm and fuzzy, please. Now, let's talk a little bit about infidels. How are we going to handle them? We could tolerate them, evangelize them, spam them, or simply deny them the bridge loan. Now, a sacramental beverage for every occasion. What would you choose? White wine, red? Some cults, you know, prefer Kool-Aid. But my recommendation is Manischewitz Extra Sweet Concord Grape. And finally, the Joe Firmage button. Did God come down to Earth in a UFO? I don't think so. Now, let's go ahead and create your religion. Oh, let me explain this. You know, joining a faith... Joining a faith entails some special ritual or sacrament. It could be baptism or circumcision. In the software world, our ritual for new members is the license agreement. No one ever reads these, and I'm not going to also. And now, if you will, Seventh-day Wormanism.
Your religion's here. Now it's time to receive what you want to believe. Your religion's here.